Now back to It's About Business with Shannon Pearson on AM 650. The show where business owners share their success stories. Now, here's Shannon Pearson.
All right, we're back on It's About Business, and we're in the studio with Mitch Drew from Jackson Mitchell Advertising. Mitch specializes in advertising for small to medium-sized businesses. Hi, Mitch.
How are you, Shannon?
I'm great. It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio.
It's great to be back, and thank you for the invitation, and also really happy to kind of pick it up where we left off the last time, which we were talking about businesses, websites, and managing online brands and content.
Well, and it's important on and offline, but I think today we want to focus a little bit more with the online content, don't we?
I sat through a seminar that was forwarded to me yesterday from Anthony Robbins, and it was talking about business, and it was talking about the fact that, you know, these days you have to picture yourself standing in front of a stadium of people on stage. And really, because that's what the internet does, it exposes your product to, you know, we'll use, GM Place, or Rogers Arena, to 15,000 people at any given time. So when you're standing on stage and you're giving your stadium pitch, people are going to need, visuals, and they're going to need audio, and they're going to need lights, and it's like seeing a live show. So you really have to look at your business, large or small, and say to yourself, what am I doing? What are people seeing when they start interacting with me? And a great place to begin is to drive, the content that you're generating on your website. A lot of people don't even consider content to be an issue. They build their websites, and they let the website become static, and all of a sudden they're just not getting the kind of results they need. They're not seeing the surge.
Well, you had pointed that out in the last time that we spoke, that a lot of people build a website and they love it because it's their website and they put money into it and a lot of time and effort, and then they do nothing.
Absolutely. And I thought today we could actually talk about some specific, really practical tips that a business person listening right now can use.
Beautiful.
To start getting some content on their website. A great place to start. Number one is, you hear about blogs. Everyone's like, blogs. What's a blog? What's a vlog? What is a blog? Well, a blog is basically a kind of a professional version of your Facebook page. Instead of just kind of pushing out little dribs and drabs about taking your dog for a walk and what your kids are doing, you're posting relevant content that leads back to your business and your brand and your profile online. I began my blog, which is at mitch-tv.blogspot.com. I began that in 2005, and a big reason why I began it was, quite frankly, I'd been fired out of my job, and I was off in the ether, kind of starting all over again. And I thought, rather than just sort of disappear off the roadmap, I'm going to start a blog, and I'll start managing my own online content so that if people want to find me, they're going to find out what I'm up to. And that blog has been around, and if people look at it, it's had continual posting between 2005 and now.
Wow.
And there are thousands and thousands of, interactions and posts and links to it and links off of it and videos and clips. And basically, if you look at it, Mitch TV, it's a blog that's all about advertising. Now, Mitch TV runs for free. Okay. I don't sell advertising on it. And the reason why I don't put advertising on it is because I keep it open as a blog, as a content location, so I can post articles from the Wall Street Journal, and and
I've noticed that.
Don't have any issues with that. So I don't sell the advertising there, and that's fine. But you can set up a blog for free. You can go to blogger.com, and I would suggest right off the bat that that's the very first thing a business should do. Even if they have a really nice website, set up a blog that is called, if your company's name is Bob, call it Bob at blogspot.com.
Absolutely. We're talking to Mitch Drew of Jackson Mitchell Advertising about managing your content online. And Mitch is an expert in advertising, and we were talking about your blog, mitch-tv.blogspot.com, and it's an excellent representative for Bob's Business who wants to set up a blog and then call it Bob's Business at blog,
Exactly. It'll generate the URL for you, and it really
it's
doesn't
pretty
matter
simple.
what the URL. I mean, we're talking about it publicly today, but generally, you're going to push that link out to people. You push the stories out to people. You can post things. It becomes an information receptacle where you can post information. Like, for example, after I did the interview last time with you, I posted the video on YouTube, and then I also posted it at Blogspot, and then I forwarded the link from my website, from my blog to everyone I knew, and it pushed everyone back there, which linked back to you, and it was fresh content. And that's the next thing I want to talk about
Okay.
is move to video content. So we've got, you got your blog set up. Okay, that's great. What about video content? Well, I work with a company called bbn3video.com, and bbn3 Video is actually a Vancouver-based company that handles production for small and medium-sized businesses all over North America. It's a service that people can use and very cost-effectively can pay up to, as low as, $1,000 and have a really good business profile created, like a 60-second business profile. Again, you can put that on your website. You can put that on your blog. It's a great way to push information about your business out to people.
Now, isn't video more impactful than just content like text?
The number 2 search engine out there right now is YouTube. Okay, that's the number 2. The number 1 being Google. 48 hours of video are uploaded every minute, resulting in nearly 8 years of content uploaded every day on the internet. Okay? Over 3 billion videos are viewed each day. Users upload the equivalent of 240,000 full-length films every week. More video is uploaded to YouTube in 1 month than the 3 major U.S. networks create in 60 years. And, yes, absolutely. The YouTube demographic is broad, 18 to 54. It reaches 700 billion playbacks in last year, 800 million unique. The numbers are just monster, okay? So if you want to stand at a stadium and stand on stage and talk to people, a great way is to put a video out there. And it can be a very clean video. Another very cost-effective way of doing a video is coming on shows like this, and there are various options and ways. So you can come on radio shows, and then they videotape the radio show. So all of a sudden this video, which when I leave here, as you're aware of this, but your listeners don't know this, but Art will email me a YouTube link, and I'll have this video, and this interview will be a 2-person, very well produced, great audio.
Yep.
Good-looking host.
Well, I mean, really, the show's nothing without the
mediocre-looking guest. And all of a sudden, here we go. We've got a video that's acceptable, and
absolutely,
and so we can tell the story of this, of the content, push it out on video rather than writing a lot of text. Okay.
And speaking for myself, I know I listen a lot more than I will read, so I like to get things in MP3 files that I can actually just listen to, and this format gives that option. So does YouTube.
More and more people are, podcasting is again off the charts as far as its growth. I mean, if you had a unique product that required a lot of explanation to it, and that's the other now that gets into this whole long tail, but if you have a product that requires a lot of explanation, maybe you hire a person to voice that explanation into an online tutorial, vocal tutorial that an engineer can download and listen to if you really want to explain about the details and the benefits of a specific part of your business. And if it is complex, just have the written text voiced as well and have it as another option. Okay, but we're talking about the fact in the broader sense is that how important content is. I just want to jump in. I'm not sure how we're doing for time here.
Got a couple minutes.
A couple minutes. Okay. I want to just give 5 really good practical tips, because a lot of people say, okay, maybe I can do a blog, we can do the video, but I'm really challenged when it comes to writing. How do I write and create original content? Because you really do have to write. You have to post. You have to be creative.
And put yourself, take your personality and your thoughts and your perspectives and put them in a creative format in text.
And it's not easy, and it's not easy to do. It's not easy to create it, and it's not always easy to actually manage all the technical part of publishing as well too.
Oh, that's me.
As you know. I mean, okay, I can deal with Twitter, but I've got my LinkedIn, and now I've got my Facebook. Or did it go to both, or did I double,
and then my head
it?
explodes and it's all over.
Exactly. So I found a great article at a website called smallbusinesscomputing.com, and it was called the top 5 SEO and social media tools for creating web content, and I use a couple of them. It actually talked about Blogger, which is Google's blogging software that I use. It talked about Hootsuite, which is a Vancouver-based. We've all probably heard of Hootsuite, but for those of you out there that don't know it, it's a tremendous site to just consolidate all this. So sort of a single source of publishing that will push it out and publish on multiple formats. Okay, so it gives you, maybe you just want to announce the fact that you're introducing a new line of bagels to your bagel shop.
Right.
You can have someone set it up on Hootsuite where you can do that from your mobile phone, and it will automatically in the background push it out. Another site that I found that was really cool is called Inbound Writer, which is Inbound Writer. This is the excuse me. Where's the cough switch here? I'll just clear my throat. Is that it there? Sorry. Thanks, Art. Inbound Writer is one that can also, again, there are third-party programs that can come in and help you manage your content.
Okay.
There are third-party programs that you can download, one called Zamanta, that is a plugin that will go in, and as you're typing, it will give you suggestions of words to use and links that you may want to embed into that content.
Wow.
So you don't have to think about it. So if you're writing about bagels,
Fantastic.
it might say, wow, there's a great article that was just written, in the New York Times. Embed that article, put a link back into that article.
And that site's inboundwriter.com?
That was Zamanta, Zemanta. And you know what I'm going to do? Because I did find a lot of information for this interview, is I'm going to summarize this entire interview at my blog at Mitch TV, and I'll have all the links there so everybody can have a look.
Brilliant.
Go to one
because,
spot.
Yeah, you are a wealth of information, and there's just not enough hours to cover it all.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming on this show, Mitch. It was a pleasure. Again, if you want to learn more, go to your blog, right?
Blog's
probably the best place. So
Everything's
that's
there.
mitch-tv.blogspot.com, or you can email Mitch directly at mitchdrewmedia@gmail.com. Wealth of information, as always. Thanks for coming in, Mitch.
Thanks, Shannon. Pleasure.
Do you have a question for Shannon? Go online to shannonpearson.ca to strike up a conversation. This is It's About Business with Shannon Pearson, where business owners share their success stories. There's a lot more still ahead on AM 650.